frame. This frame is, as I've said before, is just going to support the weight of the winch. It's bolted to the trailer in the front here by the fair lead. It's going to go underneath. It's going to support it down to the tongue. And around the tongue is going to be some square U-bolts like that. This frame gets bolted into the frame, the winch frame that holds the winch together. These are half 13. That's what the holes were in the winch frame already. So there's 4. It's going to be 2 right here, 2 on the other side. Then these square U-bolts are going to go around the frame, around this little foot that is on this upright here. Decided to go with 1.5-inch bolts instead of 1-inch long bolts. The U-bolts didn't come with plates, so I had to make some plates. And I don't know if you can see it, but and I did mention it before, on the bottom of these feet I put a piece of, not a piece, but a bead of weld across the front of the foot so that the U-bolt will be between the upright and this bead of weld. So in case the winch were to twist this way, this foot wouldn't get pulled out from underneath. It wouldn't get pulled out from underneath the U-bolt. The weld would stop it from slipping out all the way. Don't know if that would ever occur. I thought it was a nice little peace of mind deal. Let's see. Here's the foot that's welded onto this upright. It's just a piece of angle iron. And here's the bead of weld. I'll give you a close-up with the camera in a minute after I get this U-bolt on. Here's the plates I made, just a quarter material. Cold rolled, not hard. Nice fit around the tongue there. This is a 2" by 2" by 6 square U-bolt. I ordered them from O'Reilly's. I just walked in the store and they were able to order them for me. Ordering them online, I would have had to pay shipping and or buy another $31 worth of material or tools or whatever, parts, to get free shipping. So I think I walked in the store about 10 o'clock maybe in the morning. And we were there by, parts were there by 4 p.m. And they called me, told me they were in. Today. There's the U-bolt, there's the foot, angle iron foot that I welded on there, the bead of weld to the right of the U-bolt. There's the upright, comes up to this frame, which is bolted to the frame of the winch. This is the frame I made, this is the frame to the winch. Same thing over here. U-bolt. So what's left is getting the battery hooked up here. I probably am going to hook it up temporarily today to get the winch cable wrapped around the capstan there. So we'll do that next. A couple other things that I did consider using to clamp that down to the frame, the tongue frame, was this. That's for hanging plumbing, electrical from a beam in a building, a commercial building. I thought the angle, I could use the angle because there's an angle underneath the bottom of the C channel. But I thought if that ever worked loose, that would be a bad thing to have bouncing down the road. Then I came up with these. This is just from the hardware department from a big box store. This is 3/8. I just didn't think this was heavy duty enough, especially the plate on here is really flimsy. Sometimes the bottom of the trailer gets hit by items, and I thought this would not hold up too well. I could have made thicker plates for it, of course, but I just went ahead and ordered the half-inch diameter, 20 fine thread nuts from the auto parts store. In my case, it was an O'Reilly's store. Who needs a backup camera? 130 feet of cable. A wired remote and a cordless remote. I'm going to hook them both up in case one craps out. I'm going to get rid of these Phillips head screws and put a hex head in there so I could crank them down a little tighter. I imagine those might wobble them their way out, work their way out going down the road. So I had to take this off to get at the filler. I still got to put some gear lube in there. Boy, that dude was tight. Try the transmission funnel. Put some gear lube in there. Gear oil, gear lube. This is a full synthetic. I'm sure that they didn't even have full synthetic when this winch was made. But it's nice and warm. Should pour easy. 12 to 16 ounces. 12 ounces because the gears are sitting down in there probably, taking up space. Okay, that's about 12 ounces right there. Let that run down while I grease the other end. Okay, there's two grease fittings that just grease the shaft that this handle is connected to, and that shaft is connected to a fork in there that just changes it from being engaged to free spooling. The center one, the grease goes down just to that fork area there. So you could technically keep pumping and pumping and pumping and have all kinds of grease in there. These two outer ones, I could just get a little bit in there. I could see it oozing out around the shaft already. So only a couple squeezes there. The center one, like I said, I probably could have kept pumping on there, not knowing what it looked like inside there. That's just a big cavity in there, open cavity that has the shaft running through it and those forks in there, like I said. So it could take a lot of grease. It could probably take a couple quarts of grease maybe. There, it's just starting to come out. So probably, I'd say 14 ounces maybe. Of course, it's dripping right on my battery to my trailer brakes. Alright, I got it pretty tight, not as tight as what it was, I don't think. But maybe they had some leakage on the gasket and they were trying to figure out where the leak was coming from. We don't have any leaks. On my way to O'Reilly's the other day to get those square U-bolts, I saw these gloves out in the road. They were spread out quite a bit. I figured, well, if they're there when I come back by, I'm going to stop and pick them up. And so they were, and so I did. They're nice heavy gloves. I think it'll be good for holding onto this cable and feeding it onto the winch properly. Okay, finally got some tension on it, on the car back there, my wife's car. Give a little shot of gear loop because this is about not quite the middle, maybe about a third of it or a quarter of it down now. It's just to help to keep it from rusting. It's going to stink every time I get my hand on there because of the fuel oil. This is a preservative thing. I don't care if my hands get dirty. Got to hook it on that chain there, right in the middle. hook it now? Okay, that's that. So we got it all wound up now. It's fairly tight around the capstan there. It was a little loose towards the end, a little bit of a struggle. We got it hooked to this chain to keep it tight. The thing was a big mess. I'll post the before picture again at the end of this video so you can see how bad the cable was. But I had soaked it in some citric acid for several days, and then I took it out and power washed it in my driveway, and then I stretched it out. I don't have pictures of that, but I stretched it out and kept it tight the whole length of it, and put some gear oil on it. Oh, this is probably 2-3 more years ago. And so it's been wrapped around, it had been wrapped around that garbage can ever since. So now finally got it off the garbage can, got the winch all done, and got the cable wrapped around there. Next step is this expanded metal that's laying there, galvanized expanded metal. That's going to go in the bottom of the tongue up front under the winch there. And that's going to get a lid over that. That's going to be storage for my chains and binders. I'll take you up there. I believe I explained this once before, but I've done so much editing, and this is getting to be such a longer project that I may have edited that out. So what I'm going to do is cut this out of here, cut my battery shelf off of there, and raise it up. This is the battery for the electric brakes, put it up higher. The expanded metal I'm going to fit down in the bottom of the channel, this 5-inch channel. It's going to fit down in the bottom. Of course, I got to weld some supports on the bottom so it doesn't cave in from the weight of the chains and the binders. And then over top of this, fit around these brackets here, is going to be a lid that's going to be lockable. So all my chains and binders will be in there. It'll have an expanded metal bottom because I'm not going to be able to keep water out of it. So at least with the expanded metal on the bottom, it'll dry out after it gets wet. But that's it for now. I don't know when I'm going to get to that storage area there. I have a few other things on the list. But when I get back to that, I'll make a video of that. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks.